This decade is obviously a decade of war. We have Russia and Ukraine fighting each other, Israel and Hamas fighting, Israel and Hezbollah fought also, Syrian civil war, Iran and Israel exchanging blows, Houthis joining the Middle East fight, Sudan war in Africa, Congo fighting Rwanda-backed groups. As if those are not enough, we have new players entering the stage. Two nuclear powers with huge populations and a century of bad blood. Alright, enough of the suspense. I am talking about India and Pakistan, who are a step to a full-blown war. In this video, we are going to discuss what ignited the tension between the two countries, talk a little bit about the bad blood history, and where the current situation is heading to. This is in-depth analysis by Arinze. Do well to like and subscribe to keep the show running. Now, back to business. On 22nd of April 2025, a group of 3 or more armed Pakistani-backed terrorists entered Pahalgam Tourist Center and killed 20 plus Indian tourists. Pahalgam is a popular hill resort in Jammu and Kashmir. So the question is, why would Pakistani-linked terrorists enter Indian territory and kill more than 20 people, mostly targeting non-Muslims? Well, the answer lies in the region itself, Kashmir. Kashmir is a long disputed land between India and Pakistan. India and Pakistan have fought a bloody war over Kashmir 3 times, which makes it one of the most militarized areas on earth. Let's get back to the beginning and see why the two countries are fighting over Kashmir. You see, when India gained independence from Britain, the British left but divided the country into two, a Muslim-populated part called Pakistan and Hindu-populated part called India. The partition of ancient India was bloody and chaotic, even though some states were given choice to join either of the two newly created countries. But Jammu and Kashmir was different because it was populated mainly by Muslims and ruled by Hindu monarch. So when they were asked to pick a side, the monarch chose to stay neutral. Fearing the monarch will join India, the Muslim population of Kashmir started rebelling their leader in Punch area. Soon Pakistan joined them in the rebel fight. The monarch turned to India for help. In exchange, agreed to join India, which sparked the first India and Pakistan war over Kashmir. This was happening in 1947. The war lasted for 2 years and stopped when the UN brokered a ceasefire and established what we know as line of control, basically dividing Kashmir into two. Though a ceasefire was brokered, Pakistan insisted Kashmir belongs to them because it's mostly Muslim populated, while India doubled down their claim, citing it was handed over to them by the monarch. In 1965, another India-Pakistan war over Kashmir started, claiming huge casualties. Another ceasefire was reached with the line of control not shifting. Another war broke out in 1971. This time, it wasn't about Kashmir, it was East Pakistan. India had helped a rebel group fight for independence and dealt a devastating blow to Pakistan. The region became what we know today as Bangladesh. This means Pakistan has lost its eastern half. With this reality, Kashmir became very important to Pakistan. The two countries fortified their military presence heavily in Kashmir, making Kashmir one of the most militarized zones on earth. In 1987, India reportedly rigged an election, declaring a pro-Indian party known as Congress National Conference winner, depriving the Islamist party known as Muslim United Front. Given the fact Kashmir is mostly Muslim populated, many strongly believe the election was rigged. This caused tension between the Kashmirians and Indian government, who felt they were denied the chance to choose their own fate. Soon, protests broke out in Indian-controlled Kashmir, but India met the protests for independence with harsh resistance, which escalated to more violence. Rebel groups began rising, like Kashmir Liberation Front, which started recruiting Muslim youths to fight for independence. Pakistan saw an opportunity and introduced their own kind of militant groups, radical Islamic fighters who fought for more pro-Pakistan Kashmir. India noticed and started heavy crackdown on militants and protesters, deploying more than 500,000 soldiers in Kashmir. Before I forget, India had acquired nuclear weapons in 1974, keeping Pakistan at bay and making them think twice before starting a war with India. But in 1998, the odds became even when Pakistan acquired their own nuclear weapons. In 1999, another war broke out in Kashmir. This time, two nuclear powers were fighting each other, which makes the stakes high. The war ended that same year with the line of control not shifting a bit. Over the years, the Pakistan militant groups got bolder and began launching terror attacks in and out of Kashmir. In 2001, Pakistan militants Lashkar-e-Taiba bombed India's parliament building in New Delhi, killing 14 people. In 2008, the same militant group killed 174 people and wounded 300 in Mumbai. With this, Indian military intensified crackdown on militant groups and protesters in Kashmir, killing innocent and unarmed protesters and blinding some. In 2019, a suicide terrorist drove explosives into an Indian military convoy. Terror attacks by Pakistani-linked terrorists continued but on a smaller scale. Things calmed down in Jammu and Kashmir. Later on, India even turned Jammu and Kashmir to a big tourist center due to the beauty of the region, and they succeeded because tourists were pouring in from different parts of the country and other countries. Even big companies began eyeing investment in Jammu and Kashmir. Things had really begun moving well in the disputed land of Kashmir. Then, all of a sudden, on 22nd of April 2025, a Pakistani-linked terrorist called TRF, or the Resistance Front, attacked Kashmir Tourist Center, Pahalgam, and killed up to 26 people. This is a location off the main road in town, specifically the Basaran Valley. It is only accessible on foot. Reports say 2 or 3 armed men entered the valley and started killing tourists. They often try to identify the non-Muslim and shot them, injuring many. After the attack, they fled the area through a mountainous and forested area of Jammu and Kashmir. Note, a week before the attack, the Pakistani armed chief, General Asimuni, who is taunted as the strongest man in the country, made a provocative statement. He called Kashmir Pakistani's jugular vein and promised they would never abandon the Kashmir issue. Then, days after the statement, the terrorist attack happened. Now we have discussed what caused the tension and the history of bad blood. Let's discuss where the whole situation is heading to. Well, India has responded to the attack politically and militarily. Let's discuss the political response of India. Firstly, India pulled out of the Indus Treaty. This is a treaty that set the rules for water sharing between India and Pakistan. It was signed in 1960 and has not been touched during former wars between the two countries until now. This shows the significance of the current tension. Mind you, Pakistan depends heavily on the Indus system. 75% of their renewable water comes from outside of the country, mostly India, and their farmers need the water for irrigation. 90% of their crops are watered through these rivers, which makes the Indus Treaty their actual jugular vein. India also suspended all mail and parcel exchanges with Pakistan, shutting down air and surface routes to Pakistan. They also deny Pakistan access to all Indian ports and banned their own ships from visiting Pakistan ports. And finally, they banned most trades with Pakistan, things like fruits, textile and rock salt. So basically, India is targeting Pakistan's trade economy hard. How did Pakistan respond to all these political moves? Well, they responded in kind also. Pakistan pulled out of the Shimla Agreement. The Shimla Agreement was signed in 1972. It serves mainly on the notion of the two nations resolving their disputes bilaterally and peacefully without the involvement of third parties. Also, Pakistan closed the Wagah border, suspended visas under SAC, expelled Indian diplomats, declared Indian military advisors persona non grata, reduced high commission staff in India, closing the airspace to India and halting all trades with India, typically a tit-for-tat checklist. Now let's go to the military response of both countries. Firstly, India launched Operation Sindhu on 9 terrorist camps in Pakistan-controlled Kashmir and deep inside main Pakistan territory. The Operation Sindhu lasted for 25 minutes from 1:05 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. on 7th May 2025, hitting total of 9 targets, 5 in Pakistani-occupied Kashmir, 4 deep inside Pakistan territory. India claimed it did not target any Pakistan military base, but rather they focused on terrorist camps in Pakistan, killing members of the Pakistan-linked terrorists like the GEM terrorist Masood Azhar's family. India claimed they killed 10 members of the Masood Azhar's family. India also reiterated the attack was a measured and non-escalatory operation. How about Pakistan? Did they see it as a measured and non-escalatory attack? Well, the answer is no. In fact, the Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif called it an act of war and vowed retaliation. The same 7th of May by night, Pakistan military kept their word and responded with drone and missile strikes on Indian military targets in 15 different cities: Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Rajasthan and Gujarat. India claimed they shot down all the area targets using anti-drone system and air defense system like the almighty Russian S-400 Triumph air defense system. The escalation did not stop there. The next day, India hit back, this time targeting Pakistan air defense systems and radars in several cities like Lahore, which is the second biggest city in Pakistan. Pakistan claims they shot down 25 drones. Also, 4 soldiers were injured, and they also sustained partial damage to some military equipment. And also, once again, Pakistan responded, this time with a major and serious air attack on India's western front, hitting Indian military bases, targeting Indian airports and civilian infrastructures. According to reports, at least 15 Indian civilians have been killed, as 2 Indian airports have been shut down temporarily. Pakistan also started moving troops into forward positions. So you can see the tension is getting higher. In fact, it's the highest tension since the Kargil War of 1999. And also in response, India struck Pakistan again. This is becoming boring for me already. In response, India strikes Pakistani bases with precision strike, hitting 6 targets across the border of Pakistan. India claimed they targeted command and control center, weapon depots, and air defense radars of Pakistan. India also said they made sure of minimal collateral damage in their strikes. Well, as at the time of recording this video, Pakistan has not responded to the Indian strikes. Rather, they shut down their airspace and said they would finish what India started. Mind you, these are 2 nuclear powers with 20% of our world's population. World leaders are urging both sides to exercise constraint, because these 2 countries are on the brink of a major all-out war, and believe me, it would be deadly. Well, that's all I have for now. This is in-depth analysis by Arinze. Remember to like, subscribe and comment your opinion on who is escalating this war. Thanks.